Good,
Hi.
good morning, beautiful people. Nancy, Jean.
Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna edit quick. Super, because we're gonna start with the Super Bowl, of course.
Okay.
Eagles versus Chiefs. Really, gotta edit my text here. Okay. Oh, you kidding me?
What?
It disappeared on me. Come on. I hate this. Edit banner.
It's hard to run the board and be on the show.
Eagles. Because I forgot about I wanted to edit.
Mm.
Because I was talking about the spread of the game and the betters,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make sure we had that in there. Because let's see, if a team wins by 1 point, so right now the Eagles are favored by 1.5. So let's say the Eagles win 31-30.
Mm-hmm.
The people betting for the Chiefs win the money.
Oh, that's tacky.
So
Um,
I always got to keep that in mind when making a prediction. Philly
okay.
by 1.5. Okay.
I've got
Oh, I got it. I forgot to
I've,
save.
I've got I put out two lines of cards,
Yep, I'm
and
gonna
by
do it.
accident I pulled two cards at one point. I got the Eagles look like they're going to win, and I'll show you why. They're coming into the game better prepared. And this is where I pulled two cards. I pulled the Seven of Wands, but also the Eight of Wands. So that's that they're going to have good information and they're going to be uh, uh, fortunate in the way some things are called. I also see that they're in good shape. They're feeling like they're in good shape. But the biggest one for them is I got the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm. And their concluding card is that they've really got themselves in a good headspace for it. They got the Hermit. So for the Chiefs, they're feeling like they've retreated. They're feeling a little defensive. They're feeling this is a four of blades. Um, they're feeling good about their coaching and whatever's going on around them. Whoever's leading them, they feel good about. But somewhere in the middle of the game, this happens. That's the Tower. So something's going to happen to them in the middle of the game, and right after it is the Star. So it's gonna look like they're gonna get out of it, but a couple of their players are gonna play really well and do much better than they would expect them to. But and the younger players, but it's going to be close. Their numbers are right, but what I don't like for them is this Tower card in the middle. I think that's the card that I'm looking at, and the Wheel of Fortune with the Eagles. So
Yeah, I grabbed two decks and mine's kind of weird too. No one has a pure advantage by the cards,
no,
but like you, I have the Tower coming for the Chiefs.
yep.
Um,
Which one of them is better at adapting when things get really weird? I mean, teams, if something gets out of line, they just fall apart. I know nothing about these teams.
well, the Chiefs seem to have a comeback kid type of season.
Yeah, they have
Philadelphia
some young players that have popped up and done much better.
Philadelphia has been more dominant per se,
Hmm.
but I say Philadelphia wins, and it isn't really close.
Okay, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be probably a good game to watch. Except I don't watch football.
Because the reason why it's going to be close is because it will be for a while.
Hmm.
Um, Kansas City actually may be ahead for most of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, with that tower,
Mm-hmm.
something changes towards the end because this is my ending,
Yeah,
near
I
ending
thought
card.
it's definitely in the second half that the shift happens.
I have the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, King of Swords, and Ace of Wands for Philly. That tower to me always means they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, I do have the Wheel of Fortune next to the tower, so that's why I'm sensing like they might be ahead for a while. But something drastic happens, momentum changes, interception, whatever. It feels to me like Philadelphia by 10. So
Okay.
we'll see if that happens.
Yep. We'll see. Well, you'll see, and then you'll tell me next week.
Yeah, I just looked before we got on. It says the line says Philadelphia 1.5 advantage before we get on here. So happy birthday,
Who's
dear
having
Dorian.
you, Dorian? Okay.
How about a birthday 3 card for Dorian's ear, huh?
Okay.
Benevolent outcome for Dorian's Soul Journey 2023. Yeah, we got a Trump laptop scandal. Hey, we'll see, Karen, huh? Karen thinks KC.
Okay. Well, it's
But
going to be one or the other.
that's true. I try to have my guide show me who's the winner, and
Oh. Mhm.
usually who's brighter.
Yeah.
You know, like the images will show someone darker and someone lighter, and Philadelphia lit up more than me for me.
I'm the perfect reader to come to for football because I know nothing about any of it. So whatever I see is absolutely from the cards because I know nothing. Okay, for Dorian, you got a wonderful card. You got, let's see if I can get it. So, okay. The way forward is open, and you've got like a little treasure map with joy on it and love. And it says, you're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. I will guide you with personal and spiritual freedom. So that's your card. That's your birthday card. That's a lovely one.
Well, weird. So I have the Queen of Power, the Queen of Love, and Deception coming out here.
Well,
So
maybe.
I would say stand in your power this year. You have love abundance
Mhm.
surrounding you, but then there's beware of deceptive people this year with the 7 of Swords there.
Well, she may be. Mine says you're not trapped. Okay, so she may be feeling like she's caught between some people or stuck with some people. You're not. If they don't benefit you, you're 66 years old. Kick them out.
Are- Okay. Energy attacks. Okay. There was the last 2 things supposedly shot out were like cylindrical things. They reported no propulsion system supposedly. A lot of UFO talk.
Mm-hmm.
Da, da, da. But Jeff wants to know if they're energy attacks or just blockers or supposedly one thing I read is one pilot supposedly said it was jamming some signals and another one said they didn't see that. So it's kind of all over the place. Nothing definite, but these last 2 things that were shot down, they're little size of a car supposedly. cylindrical. So a missile would pretty much destroy that thing.
Yes.
You're not going to find much in the ground. Missile would destroy a car completely. And then cards fly all over the place.
Of course they do.
Okay. ET guides. Okay.
Let's see.
25% of the people watching have hit the. Oh, Aries girl didn't finish that.
Good. Okay. I'm going to see if it's aimed specifically at energy. Okay. Yeah, it is. They're trying to look at the above ground energy infrastructures coming from a bad man with dark thoughts. Um, and they actually they don't they're trying to act like they're not so much our enemy, but this is a long range plan for them that they're not doing too masterfully because they're sending up in a giant balloon anybody can see. And they're trying to do it to win at any cost. So um, I'd say it's an attack on the energy infrastructure, but my understanding of the linkage of all those through computers is that's so weak they're wasting a lot of time. They could do it much more quickly and less obviously.
Something 40,000 feet in the air. How could that affect much, right?
I know about as much about how electricity goes from here to there as I do about football. So
It feels like I'm not seeing affecting people. It may be more of energy, more like energy infrastructure.
that's what yeah, they're trying to like get the towers and overheat them or do something.
Yeah, I don't see, I'm not getting anything about affecting people. It feels more like
Well,
something like, you know, a missile would do, they're trying to do in Ukraine. You know,
mhm,
they're trying to knock out
infrastructure stuff. Yeah.
energy infrastructure because I feel the burdens on a, taking a path to affect prosperity.
Hmm.
So that feels like it. And then I had the Ace of Wands, so that's all about energy. To me, it feels like surveilling or trying to jam something from energy infrastructures, and it's coming from a king of coins source. So someone against us that wants to hurt us in some aspect. But as far as I'm not getting a card of people, you know,
Well,
it's
if
more of
they
a
blow I don't know where you live, but if they blow up all of the ability to transmit electricity in Texas in August, there's any number of people that are going to die.
well, you know, Greg. Maybe they're being sent by Greg Abbott.
Yeah, no, we elect our guys to do this. We don't need to rig this. We have a doughy little mess in Austin who's doing it
um,
for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if he's doughy. I've never gotten that close to him.
are they using to drop something? Are they using this to drop something invisible? No.
No, I saw someone else reading on was it altering the weather? No.
No, it's not weather. I just kind of see like sensors or something being pushed down. So that shot. Yeah, the balloon was a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Karen. But that shot down the last 2 days feels more like a drone of, something about power grids, possibly some kind of affecting energy.
Can balloons be drones?
Um,
I thought drones
not,
were things
not in my life,
that they could control.
not unless they got, you know, a fan on it and
Mm-hmm.
turn like the Heidelberg thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The Hindenburg.
Hindenburg, yeah.
That wasn't such a clever idea either. Did not work out well for them.
Let's see. Chemical? No, I don't think so. Um,
And I think it takes a lot of concentrated exposure to the things what they call that the Havana syndrome, where it was making
yeah,
people go great. Yeah, but that has to be aimed at you, and you have to have a long term exposure to it.
right. Mystery theater. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Um, okay, I'm just going through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, what the heck? Let's get off the subject and
Okay, let's get to something real.
yeah, we'll give Bemused a message with this. We can mix it up a little. Which one? Oh, I might as well grab my deck.
Yeah,
My Oracle. There we go.
use your guys.
3 cards for Bemused. I believe we all have an ET family. We may not all have guided extraterrestrials because we're more Earth based. Only certain people are allowed to have extraterrestrial guides, I believe. We have connections. We can tap into our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So, message from the Muses. Extraterrestrial family.
Mm-hmm. Your galactic family.
Your galactic family. Oh.
Aw.
Okay.
Sorry.
I get the childhood memories. Visualize a simpler time. It's basically like the Six of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're astray, you're not feeling bad, feeling off,
Mm-hmm.
imagine the peacefulness of your childhood. Hopefully it was a good childhood, of course. You remember the simpler times when things were good, right? And always remember, you got this. Take charge. You own
Mm-hmm.
your own destiny. And then make sure you always open your mind. Learn daily and teach by experience. You got this.
Okay.
Open your mind can be visualizing, brief meditations, just talking, being in a love space.
Okay.
Okay.
What I got for him, I think, is that him? I guess. For Bemused Shaman is be honest with yourself. And even when things get hard, learn from those lessons. Don't let them chew away at your soul. Let source hand it back to source and let them handle it from there. And then it also said this other lesson for you is it's time for you to play. Quit being so serious about all this stuff. Be like your Dougie. And you're working too hard, worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences that balance in your life. And it says to let go of any fears you have about others. Your loved ones are all safe, and so are you. And you just need to listen to your own heart.
Yeah.
So,
The worst thing we can do is have fear of anything.
right. And also to deal with it ourselves. I mean, with the skills we have and the abilities we have to deal with it ourselves, and we'll be amazed at how much strength we actually have.
You betcha.
And that's their message for you.
Hey, David. Yep, we already talked about that if you joined late. We don't think that was affecting weather. Anything a size of, a car is not affecting weather. It no, I don't believe that. Okay, not sure what Brian means, but I mean, it could be kind of scary. It could be kind of tenseful with all these things in the air. But how often is our government actually very honest? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of these things could have been around all the time, and if nothing happened, and it's gone.
Well, they'll maybe be talking about that when you go see the Ancient Aliens people next week.
Oh, there you go. See if they have any. Lady Bemused Shaman's a lady with a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely right on the excess worry. Just hold your kitty then. Your kitty will take those worries away. A little per treatment.
Yeah. But if
Okay.
it starts hissing in the dark corner of your bedroom, get worried.
Well, Brian, that huge earthquake took a lot of shaking to the core in Turkey. They're saying it's what 33,000 people have passed from that,
At least, and there are going to be more
and it's
dying.
growing. I seen a drone picture of a cavern that opened up along the fault line there.
Oops.
Uh, was it 200 meters wide,
Wow.
12 meters deep, and it goes on for miles. Where that fault line shook, everything just
Mm.
went down.
Is that a subduction fault line or one that's raising up? Do you know, Scott? Did you read it in anything?
No, I did not read it. I expect
Oh yeah.
more earthquakes going on. I feel like I got a I did a private quick rating for someone. I was sensing like our Earth and our climate change is at a critical point. I think we're at the tower moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we're at the moment of reversing fortunes. So we're
Mm-hmm.
in that Tyler moment.
Well, what I got for are we at this time? I've got justice reversed, which is a no for the. But then I've got the Nine of Wands, which means we need to be better prepared. We're just not prepared for what's coming up because new things are coming. The Ace of Wands. We're going to look at things differently, and it's going to shake up our established core of businesses and governments. The Empress reversed. But then we get the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands in a traditional deck. But he's the one that goes out and builds a new environment in the desert in things that are difficult. So it may shake us up, but we've got the reserve to be able to figure out how to live with it. But and that's just the physical environment. The astrologers keep saying that this is a time of either get with the plan or you're going to get swept away. So I don't know how swept away they expect us to get.
I get my Sun card, King of Swords, and the Three of Coins. That is a time of building and clarity and success.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me we're in a movement of positive energy forward.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a lot of legal too,
Right.
a lot of legal adjustments, catching the bad guys, catching these Russian spies, justice on January 6th, all that. But then I have some issues coming in, recurring patterns, moon cycles,
Mm-hmm.
earth problems, Six of Cups is things from the past. So, so then we have, then we're talking about volcanoes, um, earthquakes.
Right.
Um,
Natural phenomena, what we call
right.
natural phenomena.
This is going to be, so we have justice coming in, but Earth is going to be having some issues here for a while. And then I'm sensing like our angels and past loved ones are helping.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving that positive energy forward. I'm feeling like this is universal energies, Queen of Swords, and the Five of Cups. And that's telling me our loved ones from above are doing all they can to help. It's like
Mm-hmm.
people that passed in the earthquake, they all passed for a reason. These horrible shootings, they passed for a reason. So there's a mission on the other side to help out. Super Bowl, Nancy and I both got Philadelphia wins. Ocean View, we did that first. We both said Philadelphia wins. And I sense if you're betting, Philadelphia. So
And
that's their choice.
there's going to be a change in the middle of the game. A
Yeah,
time.
it feels like it's gonna look like KC's gonna win, but then like third, fourth quarter, it's gonna flip, and like Philadelphia is gonna, um, take care of things with a turnover or a block punt. Things are gonna change quickly. That's what it feels like. Is there a spiritual meaning to the earth core changing spinning direction? Yeah, I've seen some kind of reports that they think the inner core is supposedly
It's slowing down.
moving, changing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think it's a natural occurrence. I don't sense any meaning to it. It's like the biggest fear is how much climate change is going to affect the shift of the planet as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Because they say at one point, like Antarctica was actually a flourishing continent.
Yeah.
And then when everything changes, the weight shift, now it's freezing.
Yeah, because it's not in the sun the same.
So we're going to see a shift when everything, melts. Some of those big glaciers are going to melt. And what were they saying in like Greenland? I think it said Greenland, but water's just coming like crazy off the mountains and hills there.
Oh yeah, it's warming up, and once it starts melting, it's really hard to stop it.
Many places they're talking about these mountain caps are just flooding and coming down. Water's just going in the wrong places. Don't need the water in the ocean. We need it elsewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
it's happening, and we need to move forward with climate change here. Stop this quickly. But will some place new freeze? I guess that's a little
Okay.
thing.
Do you know about the mini ice age that happened in the Middle Age, kind of the end of the Middle Ages? And it's because of Krakatoa. It blew up and it covered the. It was It so covered the earth that they had winter all year long, and there's a lot of starvation in Europe and really screwed everything up. But it created a new ice age, and up until then they were growing grapes and stuff in England. But it sort of stopped all that in its tracks. The whole climate changed to a different kind of paradigm, and um, if something like that popped up, which we wouldn't know, I mean, it's not well. Theoretically, Scott and I are supposed to know them. But if something like that hit up, then it could change it again. But what we can't make a volcano show up. But we can stop cars from emitting greenhouse gases and take the other things that are human things we could do something about.
The UK had a 2.6 earthquake the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. The salt line nuclear plant here owned by China looking out for balloons. Hugs hope. Everyone's on the alert now for balloons and saucers.
I'm much more worried about Republicans taking my social security. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, Senator Tim Scott is starting a PAC. He already has 17 million. Okay, Tim Scott thinking he wants to run for president.
Okay.
All right, he's the black
We
man.
want to put him in 2024 because, people who do this don't usually, they run a couple times before they get the feel for how to do a national race. Do we want to do Tim Scott will ever be president, or do we want
No,
to do
just 2024. That's what I'm going to do anyway. But sure, I hope he runs and he get rid of his seat and it'll be open.
Mm-hmm. If y'all hear like fairy tale sort of little music in the background, I'm not crazy, but I have a clothes washer that thinks it's fun to play music. And it plays a stupid little song you can't ever get out of your head, and I don't know how to turn it off. No, he's not going to win. He showed up at the Princess of Swords, which is just because he's young and new and trying all this stuff. But then that's a yes. But then he's got no reverse 10 of wands. I think he just doesn't like being in the Senate very much. Can't say as I blame him. Reverse 3 of wands because he can't quite ever get anything done. And he has a reverse 7 of pentacles. He now understands how delusional the whole place is. And he's not the messenger for the party that he wants to run in. So
someone thinks it may be positive for him to run. So I got the Page of Cups next to it. It may just be a funding grift because I got the devil next to it. It could be his family thinks it would be a good idea more than him.
Well, I think he wants to do it because I think he doesn't like where he is. But he's running into a party that doesn't want any part of him except that they need to say we have a black senator.
Yeah, I think deep down he actually feels like he's he's tired of lying. He's got support, but I don't see it happening with the 5 of Cups and the Death card here too. Comes in with also greed. But I had the Moon, Queen of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the Moon in the end. I mean, he's got some support there, but the Moon would say no to me. But to me, it feels like more of it could be a way to get out of the party in ways, but he's not. I don't see him winning. Deep down, I think a lot of these people are like sick of lying and ruining their reputations.
Yeah, that's the 10 of wands. He just wants to get rid of that burden. And where else do you go?
Some of these people, it feels like they think these super PACs are their own coffers. I don't know how they're going to. 45
it depends on the state they live in. In Texas, if you raised millions for your political race, and I mean there literally are people in this state sitting on $20 million war chests, and it used to be that when they didn't run again, that just became their money. And then they changed that law about 8 years ago. And now, if you don't use money given to you to run for office, you can give certain percentages of it to other candidates. You have to give it to an educational institution or something like that. Can't give it to a church. Can't do it that way. And so uh, that's how they handle it here. Now, I don't know what they do in other states. I don't imagine there's a lot of other states where they're sitting on $20 million war chests either.
But I kind of heard they got to use it elsewhere.
I mean, that would only seem right. I'm
Okay.
Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of competition there in Chicago. Eight to 10 people I read
Oh, really?
want to be mayor. Is she going to be reelected?
I get yes. It's going to be close. She knows how hard it is to work at this and how much stuff's hidden below the surface that you need to do to be able to be the mayor there. And she really, really wants to do it. And she understands all the delusion and weird thoughts that are going on around at the time. Her problem is right now she's building up the right staff to push her issues. There's going to be a huge, huge push for some kind of change. But the problem is if there's really 8 or more people running for that against her, they can't create a coalition to win. They can't get all under the same tent. So she wins by default. I don't know if Chicago's you have to be 50 plus 1 or what to be mayor, but
I got positive things for her.
mm-hmm.
The energies, more people want her back in. Ace of Wands, she's the right messenger and leader with the Page of Wands, and then Page of Cups isn't an offer to be back in. A Knight of Wands, the free-spirited person. I have the devil come or the death coming in, and then the Queen of Swords. So that's another female, but it's positive. But that's the only bad card I got. Is either the death or devil here.
Well, she must be doing something. If they can't get like 1 or 2 people to run against her, all these other little groups, they may be groups that have a specific agenda. But when the whole city looks at it, they go, well, yeah, you want to take care of this, but not this. Local politics is very different.
Yeah. In the ending, I have her back in government.
Yeah.
Hierophant, Queen of Cups, and the Moon. The Moon could be some secrets coming out. It could be positive energy, too. I don't feel it's negative. But with the Hierophant card next to the Queen of Cups, that means she wins.
Mm-hmm.
But it could maybe it's funding with that Devil card there, something like that. But it's surrounded by positively. Her is the Queen of Swords, I would say, and then the Knight of Wands is people and her energy. So it feels really good for her. Okay. There was so many questions. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
There was someone who asked a personal question about a dog sanctuary or something, switching businesses. I don't know. We picked up someone's birthday questions, but normally on Sundays we do politics. And unless your dogs are very political or they were not funded by George Santos or something.
Yeah, I usually do politics, but it's like.
Actually, I think it's a good idea for you to open up the dog sanctuary, but come visit my show Tuesday when I'm taking personal questions in the afternoon. And we'll look at it.
When will spring arrive? The The groundhog said 6 weeks.
I don't know where y'all live, but it was 33 when I woke up this morning, and it'll be 70 by the time the day ends. So
Wow.
yeah.
We're hanging around 30 today.
Hmm.
Okay. Cece, what time Tuesday? Is that about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock?
It's 1 o'clock. It's Nancy Jean's Garden. If you go over and join, I mean, not join, but subscribe right now, you'll get a notice. I send them out all the time. And this is going to be my Valentine's show, and I'm going to be giving away a couple of little gifts. I have these little boxes, and I give away a couple crystals that I have in my collection that I use for making grids. So what?
The groundhog's been tiptoeing the bottle a little. Okay. So Evan Corcoran and Christina Bobb supposedly were in front of the grand jury for Jack Smith.
Mm-hmm.
There was that thing about I think Corcoran had Bob sign the letter, and supposedly 45 signed the letter too.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the documents. So this is a big deal. Having them in the grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess more so that if they get a subpoena, I'm trying to think how word this, because they have criminal liability themselves.
That's right. He doesn't want to get disbarred.
I'm just gonna read on the grand jury, him in the grand jury.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay. I'm just going to read. Was he as truthful? I mean, was he able to get from him the information he needed? Is that work?
Yeah, something like that. Congratulations, Lisa, winning a free reading with Mildor.
Ooh. Okay. I've got yes because I got the sun in my cards, but it's mostly the guy lied and tried every way he could to avoid it. He didn't like the questions he was asked. He was brokenhearted about having to be there. He was not forthcoming at all. But the jury saw right past everything he was trying to do. So my answer, did they get from him what they needed? Yes. Even though the answer was really no. He lied like a little rug, but that doesn't mean the jury didn't see him. I don't know how many of you have ever served on a jury, but you can kind of tell.
Oh my gosh.
Are they going to come after him because of what he did in the jury?
Well, immediately starts out with a 10 of swords on him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's worried about going to prison now.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm feeling there. Ooh, he did tiptoe around the truth. Oh, he's in that fool mode.
Mm-hmm.
He screwed up. Okay, I'm doing a full spread here. Just to. Okay, yeah. It started out with the 10 of swords. 10 of swords, Knight of Cups, and the 8 of coins. So that's all about information. He knows he's screwed. Knight of Cups is like how I can get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
But it would also suggest he offered up something. So this guy here, Knight of Cups, he's offering up a beer here in this picture. The 8 of coins, that's giving up information or having plenty of information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it starts out with a 10 of swords. And then Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, and 8 of Cups. That's all about self-preservation. Page of Cups is also an offer. So yeah, he's in self-preservation mode. He's like, how can I get out of this with that 8 of Cups?
Mhm.
And now it starts out with um. So now moving forward, so now it's like he's in the jury room here. So now he's a fool,
Mhm.
the fool's journey. Then I have the 6 of Swords and Temperance. He's like, how can I get out of this? How can I dribble a little bit and get out of this?
Mhm.
In the end, Page of Swords, 5 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the 9 of Wands. He did everything he could to defend himself. His Wheel of Fortune's changing.
Mhm.
So Page of Swords could be a liar, and the 5 of Cups is loss. So yeah, that all says he kind of tiptoed around he could. I think he knows he's probably in serious legal jeopardy. Yeah, Jack Smith got what he wanted.
I pulled how does this guy feel now that he's had time to look at it? He got Aquamarine, which is the hanged man. I think he realized he's been hung out to dry, kids.
You cannot. He knows dang well you can't lie to a grand jury. You can't lie to the feds, or you're
Yeah.
going to prison.
Not when they've had the people in they've had in before, before him.
You mean other people in the grand jury?
The other people who've testified. All I have to have is a few things that contradict what he says. And if he comes in thinking I can outslick a prosecutor, because a lot of these lawyers think they can, they don't understand. These are not their buddies that they met at the, hanging around the bar. And I don't mean the legal.
Right.
These are people who really know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's wow. Um, and Christina Bob, she was the one that signed the paperwork,
Right.
but she also stated that she
She,
wrote a little note or whatever, like
right.
to the best of my knowledge.
Right. She
Right.
altered it to try and save her butt, but she still signed it when she knew. I mean, I've worked a lot. My older brother was a lawyer, and he was the only one that when we were little it could read well enough to understand the books, the Hoyle's rules of order, in playing cards, and he used to remake the rules. And as we got older and learned how to read, we realized what a cheat he was. And when he became a lawyer, it didn't amaze me at all.
Yeah. So let's read on Christina too. She was in the
Oh,
grand jury also, or subpoena.
mhm.
She yeah. Read on her too.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she's the type that's always on Newsmax or Fox News, just spewing lies. Also, same with that Helena Baba.
Christina got ditched by Fox once she started being subpoenaed, though. She's
Yeah,
on OANN and Newsmax.
right. But she was also in the War Room January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been around the block. Christina Bob, probably the worst attorney ever. Well, you're in company with
Was she the
Jenna.
parking lot lawyer? Was she the parking lot lawyer?
No, that's Alina Haba.
What was Christina Bob's claim to fame? It was something equally as ridiculous.
She used to be a reporter or some kind of, I don't know. She was on some other thing. But yeah, then she became part of 45's attorney. And
Okay, I just asked a simple question. Is Christina Bob screwed because of what she did with Trump? And it goes, Temperance, she should have thought this through first. She got offered something she shouldn't have taken and she took it. All is not known about it. Yes, these are all, by the way, saying yes, she was screwed. Uh, she's waiting for the judgment to come in, and she's really regretting her choices. So, yeah, she knows she's gone. And I didn't see her looking for redemption unless the high priestess is some sort of redemption she eventually finds out of all this. So,
Sharon, I do love listening to the NDD experiences too. They're Some of the people come back and they have these crazy predictions, which some are
hmm
most are kind of like way off the rails. But yeah, the NDA experiences, I watched, listened to them a lot. It's fascinating. Love it. Okay, yo, a lot of new actions of how to get out of this. Page
hmm
Page of Coins. Um, she's like, what kind of truth can I tell you? She's figuring out how she can not go to prison. But I think she's going to prison. Um, yeah. So anyway, so I have the Sword of Truth, Page of Cups, and the Sun.
hmm
She's she's gonna be as truthful as possible because she does not want to go to prison. Everything's coming out. Then I have Six of Swords, Page of Coins, and um, the Ten of Wands. That too. My path is not good. I'm very burdened. How can I get out? How can I make things better?
hmm
Um, the bottom of the deck, I have Jack Smith, the creator, the magician coming out, I feel. I have the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and Caution Ahead card.
hmm
So that's all about the investigation going on. Her great times, the Wheel of Fortune is turning opposite. So yeah, she's going to do whatever it takes to not go to prison.
hmm
You know, she's in serious legal jeopardy, I feel. And she's going to say whatever she can to not go to prison because, like you said, she's seen the sign. She should have done better.
Right.
These people that think, like Karen said, she was a wannabe TV show host. She wanted to be famous. Well, she's famous in the wrong way.
hmm
These people. Sad thing is, all these yo-yos are going to jail. Oh, the real criminals will. Guarantee
Yeah.
this one. There's no one to pardon 45 like Richard Nixon was pardoned. Yeah, there's so many. There's quite a few channels that have. Oh, but you're indie. Oh my gosh. Check that out if you want to post it or which site had it on.
hmm
But yeah, I love them all. Is she the one that takes down the Yeti?
No.
No. I mean,
No. The one who's
there's a
going to
lot
take
of them that
the
flip.
Yeti. The Yeti's been whoever's taking him down. It's been around for a long time because we felt her close to him for a long time.
You know, there's a lot that are going to take him down. But, like, if you want to talk the Trump org, that's probably Tessa James.
hmm
She's going to bankrupt him. Oh, and good news, there's been reports that Trump Tower is broke.
Aw.
The funding and stuff is not coming in. Supposedly, the bank gave notice
hmm
of you're behind of bills. There's a lot of open apartments and whatnot. Probably people leaving. No clue about that. Missing persons person. What happened to Nicola Bulley in North England went missing. Did they find the dog? The dog was found, but she's not, right? If you can get a quick one back there.
I don't do missing people.
Okay, if you're not,
I just I did one years ago when I was because I used to run Crime Watch in Dallas, and the police asked me to look at something, and it was one of the most horrifying experiences I've ever been through in my life because I got into her energy and walked to her death when with her young son and heard the guns go off, and I will never do another
yeah,
missing person.
it
And
is
I'm
tough.
sorry. I realize it's like important, and people say, well, why should you be? Because you guys don't get haunted by the dreams we have to live with later. So I think they will never find her, but I do feel the energy felt around her was masculine because we can't avoid not feeling the energy. But trust me, when we say we're in someone's energy, you have no idea how closely we're in their energy. So,
Yeah,
and I
that's what it
apologize
is.
to anyone who feels we ought to be able to do that, and then possibly I can, but it's too disturbing for me.
Yeah, it feels like a man took her.
Hmm.
Okay. Jeffrey Clark, bad lawyer, yes. Sidney Powell, bad lawyer, yes. And Eastman, yes. Rudy, yes. But there at the bottom, I think, is Christina. I don't know. Alina Baba is pretty bad too.
Yeah, well, Christina, I don't know any of these. It's like somebody says, hey, I want you to become the executive director of my nonprofit. And you look at the 14 people that were there before you and they were all jailed. And you're kind of like, why wouldn't you want to take that job, right?
Make attorneys get attorneys. Yeah, Christine.
Hmm. I like that MAGA.
Okay. Chump Tower. There we go. Okay, we looked at that. Oh, you want to? Is this too heartbreaking too with all the loss of life?
Sure. Because that's a bigger universal energy. And um, I agreed with right before COVID came, I kept seeing everything changing and everything shifting, and lots of people going away, changing their jobs and all sorts of stuff. And that's what happened, and it's necessary. What's her purpose? Hate to tell you guys, but if Gaia really gets pissed at us, we're just fleas on her back.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know,
There's
and
adjustments all over. Volcanoes and earthquakes have been around forever.
I'm going to ask if Gaia is doing this so that we'll come to terms with our individual responsibility for a collective.
I mean, that's
Do
pretty
you
much
understand?
it. It's like, hey, little fleas, if you're not going to listen, I'm going to throw an earthquake over here, throw a drought over here.
We've lived in a very privileged country for the most, and I realize there are people listening in England around the world, but here we've lived a very privileged life where we didn't think any of this stuff can touch us, but it can, and it will, and it did with COVID. So, okay, so,
Gaia's meaning for the earthquake.
yes, I got
It,
yes. We don't love her or care for her or show enough emotion about her. She's showing us small offerings, guys. Think about this 33,000 people in just 5 days is a small offering for what she wants. She wants us to build more protections around her. She wants us to quit stripping away all of her valuables. And the ultimate goal of it all is for us to each come to learn our own responsibility for our soul and the collective soul. So, what'd you get, Mr. Scott?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's the balancing of its Gaia's intelligence. If you're not going to do it, it's going to balance itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the transition, different path, intelligence. Gaia is like a network. Earth is a network of matrix of everything in life, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
treat it improper, it's like Earth guy is the car.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't maintain it, it's gonna break, right? That's what I kind of felt. So then I have Queen of Coins is my Earth card.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have, like you said too, the Ten of Coins. It's
Mm-hmm.
resource, the balance, the function, the
Mm-hmm.
DNA, everything that's there. And then the Four of Wands, the community card. So if you don't treat her right, you don't leave her in balance, you're going to have, excuse me, what I have here is a tower.
Mm-hmm.
New destructive actions with a tower for balancing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't treat her right, she's going to fight back. Lilac Lantern says Russia is trying to change the weather. No, not possible.
I I think she may have been seeing they want to do something with the weather because I actually watched that reading, but I don't think that particular thing had anything to do with it. It could be just to see the infrastructure.
Yeah, it's more like that. It's not possible to change the weather. Only thing that changes the weather is like universal changes of the planets, solar flares. You can't send some object into space and say, "I'm going to put what no rain here." That makes no sense to me.
I
I
don't
didn't.
understand the mechanics, and maybe we will be proven wrong, and we will
Maybe.
understand it later. But um, did you see the comment from Nancy Samp about the blob? They threw the blob into the Arctic in the 1957 movie to stop it from eating everything, and she said because then they thought it would ever stay frozen and protect mankind. She said, "I think we're in trouble."
you know, like like drones and things like that. You can spy. You can drop. That balloon could have had. You
You
know,
can seed clouds to get rain out of them, but it's not terribly successful.
what's wrong with There's been studies done in other parts of the world that changed their weather. Well, then why there are droughts then? As a whole, I don't believe you can change it completely.
I think we have a better shot at it if we do rain dances or pray for rain. I mean, there's a lot of energies that work in the world, but I don't understand why that one balloon, especially the size it was. But I'm not, she could be right. I mean, none of us are infallible. We're not infallible either. It's just my guides tell me that's not what it was there for.
So if all this seeding's possible, I'm just saying, why are we in severe drought and severe weather in California? And there's
Hmm.
drought everywhere, and water is non-existent in Colorado and all that. Let's see what the I'm just going to see what the dowsing rods say.
Okay.
It says no. It crossed. It says no. Those things are not changing the weather.
What a classy little bag you keep your dowsing rods in.
That's what it came in.
Hmm.
Yeah, Pam. The tectonic plates and they shift all the time. It's just something that happens, but we treat her right, things can change. Okay. No disrespect. I just don't see it. Maybe she's right. Okay. You want to read on Meghan Markle or no?
Oh, um, I'm going to ask. I don't think she'd ever run for political office personally, but we can look at that. But I think I think the hate for Meghan Markle is because I don't think Americans understand. And I was married to a Brit, and I'm not saying it's all the British people, but they have a real color blindness problem. And they thought that was just way too uppity. And the hoi polloi in England didn't want him marrying someone who's even part African American. So she got greeted with a lot of hate. And I have family in England who told me the way the press treated her over there was horrible. And that they felt like they left because they thought someone might hurt their babies. And you got to remember, uh, her husband, Harry, no, is it Harry? Yeah, Harry.
Yeah.
Prince Harry, he saw his mother chased to death, you know, so why would he not feel that way? Let's see.
I'm just for purposes, when I look into their souls, I have deep respect for Harry. I don't for Meghan Markle. Just
Okay.
So my soul tells me I don't like Meghan Markle's soul. Just as an FYI.
Okay.
I see them as opposites. I don't understand why they're together, actually. Why? Oh, why?
I got no, she's absolutely not going to run for political office. That's never been a desire of hers.
No, I don't see that either.
And it's also not just based on pure racism. So, since I don't read the tabloids and I don't read People magazine, I feel uninformed.
It just feels like some people don't think she should be part of the family. That's all I'm getting here, really. That she's an outsider. That kind of feeling. So I got the Duchess. That's all about the family. Six of Swords is the calming, better times, and then I have Strength. So that feels like the calming. Strength is like the systems, the way things are, the way things should have been. So it's like she technically shouldn't have been in the family, or she wasn't, or they didn't want Harry to marry her, that kind of feeling. Then I have the Ace of Swords, so that's about new ideas, the truth, clarity. Five of Wands is that lack of energy, some rivals, some conflicts, and Knight of Coins. It feels like with her being with Harry is like an obstacle for his future in Parliament, and in royalty. That Five of Wands in the middle there's arguing, there's lack of energy, there's lack of power, rivals. The Knight of Coins feels like a knighthood to me, or part of the royalty. In the end, it's telling me she's her own worst enemy too, though.
Yeah.
Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, and Ten of Wands. She's her own worst enemy. I mean, she doesn't present herself as she should. She's coming out as the Queen of Swords, as a more of a negative type person. She doesn't stand for anything with a Two of Swords, and the Ten of Wands is kind of like, woe is me. So she's not really a whole person the way this is coming out. In some ways, it's like the royals didn't accept her. In other ways, she did it to herself. That's what I'm getting. I feel for Harry. I have my soul reaches out to him. I feel bad for him. His tragedy of his mom and everything. I really don't think Meghan should have been the person for him, but he chose her. So it could have been handled differently. The whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, I feel she deserves it, according to the cards. In other ways, it is hate for her because she's an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's done a lot of humanitarian work. I haven't seen, I mean, I don't really follow them, so. Yeah, true. I mean, she had the biggest opportunity in the world. She didn't want to get along. So, I don't.
Did you say she was the Queen of Swords?
That's what I came up as, yeah.
Okay, that's my card.
You're a Queen of Swords? Well, you know, a Queen of Swords can be an honorable, passionate person, but it can also be a dark person.
Well, no, I mean all cards have two sides. The reason I like the Queen of Swords is because they say she takes her sword and runs around sticking it in everybody's bag of bullshit. So I just thought that was kind of right. But
Royals tried, Megan didn't. Harry is a dimwit.
well, we all have our rights to our opinions. So
Yeah, I'm.
none of them are brain trusts. Nobody coming out of that crowd is a brain trust.
It's a. The whole Royals is a mess. British upper class critters are a bunch of inbred knobs. I mean, it's like they just want to be, you know, better than everyone else. You know, they get all kinds of money to be royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sheila. Yeah, people should just leave it alone. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're royalty, you have no privacy.
Well, creating hate like that also helps us. I don't know if you've seen it, but John Campbell did a show on death rates, which is how many more people died than should have died if you go by prior years' history of what's going on. And in some parts of Europe, it's 37% higher than it should be if everything had stayed the same. And the assumption is some of that's COVID, although now they're starting to track some of it to statins and the way they give out heart medications, that it actually hurts people more than helps them. Anyway, he did a whole show on it, and he's in England, so he looked at that specifically, and he said we had 60,000 people die last year that shouldn't have died, and most of them died at home. So exactly how they died and all that's not. I mean, they know they're dead, and they know they were buried, but they don't know all of the specifics. And you know that's going on every day. But you're going to worry about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, those are just distractions thrown up by the press. So, and you know, if it's fun and it's different, you don't want to sit around and think about COVID deaths all day long. But we've got a lot of other problems.
Yeah, we got a fentanyl problem too.
I know.
I read the
Oh, because I don't buy street drugs, but
yeah, but I read the report in Florida. They seized a shipment of a ton of fentanyl, 2,000 pounds. That's enough to kill the United States. And they also said in this report, 170,000 people last year died of fentanyl overdose.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
Well, and you know, they wouldn't be able to get that fentanyl. They wouldn't be able to do that if someone wasn't moving money around for them. So what happens to the big bankers that fund these clowns or hold their funds?
Fentanyl is going so wild, I guess, according to another report, that California has a oversupply of cocaine because it's not selling as hot.
Well, then there's just a lot of people who want to get out of here faster than they should. So what are we looking at? This guy? Oh,
But he's got a lot of financial criming. He was in deep for money. They're trying him for murdering his wife and son. It's a big case going on right now.
mm-hmm.
South Carolina.
Yep.
He's a creep. I believe he did it. I believe he's guilty. But will he be found guilty?
Okay.
Yes, the world has a greed problem. You are correct. Selling your soul for money.
Yeah, he's going to be found guilty. There's going to be some question up the. There's going to be some fighting within the jury about some of the things put against him, but this is a 5 of Cups. That's a yes. That's the 5 of Cups. He just still feels sorry for himself. There he is, sitting there feeling sorry for himself. He actually killed him more because of what he thought his son was going to do than his wife. Um, he's learning to regret it, and this was his wife was part of it. So I got 3 yeses and 3 nos, but the majority of them were towards he'll be found guilty.
The evidence is strong against him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting here with the 10 of coins. And then I have the severe loss. And I have his Wheel of Fortune turning around. He's headed for dark times up against the Knight of Swords. The
Mm-hmm.
investigation against him and what's coming. So I think it's going to be guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a justice coming for him with my 3-4 ones. So I think he's going to be locked up there.
Mm-hmm.
Bad man. I can't believe how much crap. I briefly read about. I knew he was on trial, but then I read about it a little bit, and I was like, "Holy cow! This dude owed a lot of freaking money. He was
He'd
greedy."
stolen a lot. He'd stolen a lot from settlements.
I feel like he got desperate, and he was bad. Yeah, I did see that, sweet darling. The prosecution doesn't seem to be doing a great job, but Monica. I grew up in the 70s in Washington. There was always a drug route going through. Yeah, and more great news. Is it Wyoming? I think it's Wyoming. They're trying to push through a law to allow child marriages. Tennessee got turned down because there's so much outrage, but
Mm-hmm.
now Wyoming's trying to get a law
Yeah,
to
but
allow.
who's grooming children to be? Who are the pedophiles? You know,
That sounds pretty
probably the
pedophilic
people who want to marry them.
to allow a 12-year-old to be married to an adult. Unreal. Okay. When is this atrocity going to end in Ukraine? Energy always is, to me, Ukraine's going to win. But there hasn't been a catalyst yet to end this. Oh, I was briefly listening before the show. Malcolm Nance does a Substack now. He doesn't do much on Twitter anymore or other. But his sense as an intelligence agent that pretty darn soon he thinks Putin would be out.
Mm-hmm.
Window cancer, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When there's no money to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he was just saying this morning. I was briefly listening that he thinks he's going to be outed somehow.
He was on Bill Maher this weekend.
Was he?
Yeah, he was his. When he has a singular guest and he just talks to them before he puts. Because he was on Stephanie Miller on Free Speech on Friday. He was there for the 3 hours talking. and he's on leave from their Foreign Legion, the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, and
I thought
uh,
he was just a volunteer.
it is a volunteer, but that's what they call it, the Foreign Legion.
Gotcha. I
And
know, sweet darling. Missouri is just horrible. Those Republicans there, they're trying to do crazy stuff. They want, didn't they pass something where basically the women have to be dressed up completely?
oh, they can't wear sleeveless dresses.
Yeah, they're trying to be the Taliban.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Russian Ukraine war. I don't see the ground making any movements. It feels like more missiles coming in.
Mm-hmm.
When is this going to end?
I get yes for March. This card keeps showing up. The Knight of Cups, the unkind thoughts and the Russians' invasion, but justice is coming. I think this is Zelensky holding the place together. It's not going to be clean. It's going to be a mess. But we're going to clearly know in March that it's basically over.
Okay. So yeah, the financial networks are hitting very hard. This first kind of come out Ace of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Swords. And that's kind of what Malcolm said. He's like, when all these sanctions have finally kicked in enough where they're all, losing money on a daily basis, they're like, this can't go on anymore. And we're finally, I think, at that point. So like they have to walk away. So I have two aces in the middle surrounding the Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups,
Mm-hmm.
leaving it all behind. So we're at that point finally. So then coming up, I have the Moon, the Tower, and the Four of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Tower coming up soon. So it could be March, April. It's coming up in another moon cycle, possibly, but it also could mean there's a tower coming in the Kremlin Parliament. The tower moment coming, secret deals. It feels more that way than timing with this.
Yeah.
So within the Kremlin, there's some secrets going on. It's going to cause a tower moment very soon. For sure, here in the end, I have positivity coming in May. Maybe that's when we finally get a deal to end. It might be ending, but it may be a deal finally. Queen of Wands, the Sun, and the happy home. So in May, hopefully, it's completely done and it starts soon. Because there's a tower, a secret tower moment inside of Parliament right now. So there may be plans to end next month, but hopefully by May it's all better. And a deal's in place and new leadership. Let's pray that happens.
Yes.
Roe v. Wade. Oh yeah, they're fighting. Republicans are fighting the birth control pill or
No, the after morning after.
the morning after pill. Sorry.
Oh, they're going to go after birth control too, guys. That's been the whole plan. The Catholic Church can't stop till it's wiped out.
Just
All
unbelievable.
women have.
These freaking people. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's in a Texas court. Actually, something happened because he was supposed to make that ruling this week and it didn't come. It's a federal judge out of Texas. And he
Oh,
was
yeah.
supposed to make the ruling on that this week. And they said on Monday they expected it by the end of the week. They're usually not wrong about this unless for some reason they really something happened and they made them, um, pull it back and not rule right now. I'm going to ask if it's that judge who's going to do it because they could do it out of another place. Yep, he's going to do it. It's a matter of control, and it's a complete and absolute change. And they just want to put the whole issue of any form of birth control to bed. I think it's going to go to the higher court, though, and I'm not sure it's going to stand because I see people being happy in their homes. The cards are saying yes, but it's going to lead to a different kind of change than they think. I don't know how much more heat the Roberts Court can take, but
So that's that. You sense that judge is going to
Oh yeah,
allow that to roll,
yeah.
and then they're going to fight it to the
We're going
Supreme.
to use the same pretense they did for the idiot woman judge in Florida who said no flights taking off in or out of Florida. She said they
Right.
had to take masks off, and then they took it and said, no, it's for the whole country. Nobody has to wear masks now on flights. It's going to be the same thing. And they're really overruling the FDA, and they're trying to control interstate commerce with the post office. So I don't know. I know what their theory of law is to do this. I don't know how they're going to carry it out because they're stomping on too many toes. But I show, yeah, he's going to do the ruling. But at the end, we ended up with the 10 of cups. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go?
Yeah.
And
Same.
10 of cups. So I can't think I think that's that families are going to be able to make their own decisions again. And it's going to be dragged by the hermit, so people are going to look inside. I think they're just pushing too hard on this.
Eventually, everything's going to be turned back. I mean, they're still fighting the courts about the college relief, the debt.
I know. That's because the Republicans know they're screwed with young people, but when they go and they say, "Oh, the Dems say they're going to do this for you," but has it come to pass?
I know, right?
Yeah, and but if they're we are talking about people who at least had some level to get into college, right? So I think they can look over and say, "Yeah, but at least they're trying to do something that's better than you."
I tossed on my senses of Roe v. Wade Roe being codified.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it will. I've always sensed it will. It may not be till next year, but I have the Knight of Cups, the Empress starting out here, so eventually it will. But unfortunately, there's going to be some rough times for some people.
Yeah.
There's going to be some more losses from people not being able to get their health care. So then I have the Ace of Cups, King of Swords, and Queen of Swords. There could be more luring lawyers involved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Ace of Cups is love abundance, so it's going to do the right thing. But it may take another cycle to get enough people on board. Maybe when Lady Justice finishes up, then they
Mm-hmm.
can have a feeling. But in the meantime, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of loss there of sick ladies unable to get what they need.
Well, that's the problem. It's not just that it affects your ability to have birth control, but when a woman comes in hemorrhaging to the hospital and the doctor has to go to the lawyers to say, "Can I operate on her?" And she's hemorrhaging, you know?
Honestly, we're a horrible society.
No, we're not.
Half
We're,
of them.
yeah, okay. We're focusing on about 28%. So we need to think about uplifting things.
I mean, you know what I mean. Where
Mhm.
where 50% of the people can control people and
Well, it's
not
not.
to do the right thing to help.
That's true. But we needed to see how bad it could get because people used to say, "Oh, they'll never do that," and I used to look at them and say, "But if you give them a shot, they can try." Mhm.
Republicans don't care.
No, they
So
don't.
anyway, on a
Did
lighter
you?
note,
Yes.
I'm trying to get rid of it. No, go ahead.
Did you see the clip of it was something that Marjorie Three Toes puts out, and she was talking about how she doesn't want to support the big corporations and big business, and she understands they stomp all over people. And then somehow or another, she turned that around into how corporations have rewritten their rules to give privilege to minorities so that white men are suffering in the workplace.
What?
82, yeah, 82% of every major company in this country is owned by a white male.
Other
And
girls, maybe.
oh, I know, but when you listen to it, you're just kind of sitting there going, "What?" I mean, it was bad. Pray for enlightenment. That's true.
Yeah, I did. Right, Karen. I, I know the percentage. It's when you just think about all the horrible things the GLP is doing, it just drives you crazy, and it's sad.
Hmm.
Okay, last question. We're already an hour and a half.
Okay.
All right. What's going to happen this week? Are we going to see some indictments? Are we going to see more info, more page ones?
Okay.
Oh, Idaho wasn't too happy. They had had Marjorie Taylor Greene speak.
Well,
She was supposedly speaking in Idaho, and then after this Republican group came out and said, you know, put out a statement ever to this other group, why we do not
mhm,
recognize her. Da, da, da. So she got called out, and the group that
mhm.
brought her there got called out.
Well, that's because they're eating each other. You've got the Matt Gates faction. You've got the Lauren Boebert faction.
Here. House House of Petty calls MTG Sportbook.
Mhm.
Bless you, Monica. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you.
People, okay.
Okay, let's see. The politics.
Politics for
What
the
are we going
week.
to see? What's going on next week politically? Oh, good.
Um,
Justice is the outcome. And it's a long, I read a long reading. I did 10 cards. Can I go?
yeah.
Okay. Overflowing emotions place is where we're going to be, which is the Ace of Cups, because we're at the Ten of Swords. The Ace of Cups covered by the Ten of Swords means it's the darkest before the dawn. This week, some stuff's going to come out, and we're going to start to see some real changes. And then, and in the base was anxiously stressed out. No shit. There's my Nine of Swords. It showed up today, but that's been in the past. But right now, what we want to see, we're not seeing. So we're feeling a little like we're not in the joyous garden yet. We're not in the Four of Wands, Two of Wands yet, Four of Wands, Four of Wands yet. But near future is the Queen of Pentacles is going to come out with some stuff, and that's so you can read it. Supporter of generosity and security. And then what we have is Independence Avenue going into Wishes Come True place. This is wonderful. The moon, which I always take it as secrets kind of hidden. Well, when it's reversed, they're coming out. And something someone's been holding on to very tightly is going to be let go because it's reversed. And the end of this week, we see.
Oh, look.
Yay, you got it too. Something's going to break this week.
I got the umpire justice.
Mm-hmm.
Along with,
deck.
yep, I got the baseball deck out. So, and I got the Five of Coins, along with the Page of Cups. So that would mean that there's people. We're probably going to see more people that have been
indicted,
subpoenaed. Five of Coins isn't technically an indictment. I haven't shown everything yet, but it could also mean people are flipping behind the scenes, but justice is in the forefront. Four of Coins. Oh, more hearings from the Weaponization Committee. Three of Wands, the Fool, and the committee with the Three of Coins, or the Four of Coins. That just popped in my head. It's going to be more Jim Jordan nonsense in that committee.
Oh God, that was hysterical.
That's So then
thank you, Celtic Seer.
In the past, or it may be the current because we're looking to the week, but I had the Eight of Swords, Two of Coins, and the Tower.
Wow.
So this is like what we're talking about with Corcoran and Bob. They know they did wrong. They know they're going to prison. So there's many people given that choice. The Two of Coins is that movement back and forth.
Right.
We know what he did. The Eight of Swords is coming upon them, self-inflicted, and there's a tower upon these people. It's like the realization has hit them. They're going to prison, working deals. In the end, I have a lot of flipping going on too behind the scenes.
Right.
They're getting rid of the Emperor. The Emperor very well could be Jack Smith at this point. We want you to flip. We have celebrations coming in. Nine of Cups. And the Two of Wands. Seeking deals. I think they're seeking deals, reaching outward, trying to form partnerships. A lot of Jack Smith movement, more chaos from Jim Jordan. People are realizing they're going to prison. So there's a lot of movement on the justice front mostly.
I had a hit. I'm going to lay it out and let's see if it's right.
All right, bring it.
I don't get hits like this often.
Oh, on the bottom of the deck, I had the Four of Cups for a lot of these people. What you've done will come back to haunt you. That was on the bottom of the deck.
Okay, I had, is it going to be something out of Fannie Willis this week? And
I was thinking
Perseverance Garden, that's a yes. Abundance Legacy Garden, that's a yes. Indecision Way in reverse. Development of affection and creative energy is a yes. And supporter of generosity and security was a yes. So I think it's going to come out of Georgia.
Very well could be. Last Tuesday, I was sensing Friday she'd start her indictments. I was getting 10 days. And Valerie had the 10 of Cups card which
Mm-hmm.
is a 10. To the end of the week, Fannie Willis could be making some decisions here on the indictment. It didn't. It felt to me more like it would be the low level people, like you know, possibly Rudy, the fake electors. She would move on first.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's grab a 3 on Fannie Willis since you already
Okay.
threw in it. If you want to maybe grab a card of the day or some
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yes, I've got my crystals reading cards. So we'll pull from there.
Oh, I
Which
got three. I got 3 majors for Fannie Willis.
are they? Yes. Oh dear. Oh.
The devil, the sun, the world. She's wrapping up the culmination of everything.
Mm-hmm.
She's bringing the heat.
Good. About time
Nothing,
somebody.
nothing's gonna stop that girl.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
grabbing Andrea's inspiration cards here.
Okay.
Let's see
And I'm going to use
what good news we
crystal
can get.
reading cards. These all have a crystal at the center of them, and I go through the energy that's in that crystal. Because I got to work with crystals all afternoon.
Sweet, you should be rearing to go. Plenty of energy.
I do, actually.
Oh, I'm gonna grab that one. Oddly enough, that never happens.
What?
A card just flipped
Oh.
over when I shuffled. Let's laugh it off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take things so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
In your own world, things go wrong, just laugh it off.
Wow.
It's kind of like that feeling like you're walking down the street and you just trip and fall for no reason.
Yeah.
Like you tripped
Uh,
over a line or something.
mm-hmm.
Just just laugh it off.
Because your head wasn't in the game. Oh, this is a beautiful stone. Um, Coaxonite, and it's a variety of golds, browns, and blacks. It's for the solar plexus and the crown, and it means it foretells new beginnings. And it's a high vibrational stone that enhances the channeling of gifts and abilities, enhances creative ideas, and awakens imagination, journeys with you from the magical realm of spirit, activates new ideas and inspiration. It's for fresh, vibrant energy and new beginnings. So that's the stone I pulled for. That's my
Nice.
vibration for the next week. So if we start charging people, that will be a new beginning.
Yes. Someone's got to jump first.
I know. So speaking of jumping first, Scott, what are you doing this week there where people can see you
Um,
other
just
than
my
here?
normal, just my normal Tuesday. This week it'll be on um, Dragonfly crystals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we alternate every Tuesday. So that's
Okay.
all I've been really doing, unless someone else asks me to come on.
Mm-hmm.
Just Sunday and Tuesdays I've been doing. A little busy in life, trying to spend time with my granddaughter and Nancy, and a little less on the YouTube unless I get offered to go
And
elsewhere.
you also do private readings still? Yes, no, maybe?
If asked, I will. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I don't push it as much as I used to. Or I never really pushed it. It's like whoever you resonate with, but I will. I have a
Okay.
few. I have a few friends that I read for constantly.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be reading for on Tuesday for Valentine's Day. I'm going to do a special layout, which is a heart, and it's about emotions and inspiration. And I'm going to be doing next Saturday for people who have the garden or are part of my garden club, which is through my website. I have a 2.5 hour class every other Saturday, and we all read in the garden. We all get the same questions. We try different things, and people get to use their garden and discuss it with people. And if you don't know what my garden is, uh, go over and look at my website. It's got a description about it there. And I've got a couple grids I've got to build this week. So,
Oh, 22 years.
wow,
Congratulations.
very good.
I just had my 12 years
Mm-hmm.
last night.
And
Oh, yeah. I would like to do a collab with Annette.
mm-hmm.
I reached out to her like a year and a half ago. She never responded, but I seen she commented on last week, so she knows who I am. Annette, if you listen, give me a holler, girl. I'd love to collab with you.
Sure. It's always
Um,
fun to work with new people.
yeah, I listen to her often, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nancy and I celebrate 12 years today.
Good.
And yeah, February 12th, 12 years. Yeah, cool. But congratulations, Kathy D.
And
Thank you to the moderators.
mm-hmm.
Yes, Dave. Thank you, Steve. Wheezy Box, Wheezy Squeeze Box. Thank you very much for joining. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Charlene, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Um, funny, Patricia. Those people are crazy. Mari, thank you. Oh, T. Jones, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate
Yes.
you.
And Wheezy Squeeze
Thank
Box, my
you.
garden is not in my backyard. My garden is a silk pattern that you roll crystals on to try to see balance and see energy. So, okay.
All right. I think I said hoorays and goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anytime you want to send me the link, Nancy, I'd love to join on those.
I forgot. I didn't send it, but you will get one. I've
Not
had
next,
all sorts,
not
I've
next
had all sorts
weekend.
of strange. I know because you're going to be going to.
Going to Ancient Aliens next Saturday, so won't be
Mm-hmm.
around the computer for that.
But
Probably at dinner. About your time you do that.
no, I do
Yep.
it at 3 in the afternoon. So yeah, you may be because you have to
Yeah,
go to the thing that night. Yeah.
yeah. It's 6:30 time, but 3 o'clock will probably be eating dinner before. And hopefully, got a surprise next. Surprise! Who's sitting next to me next
Next
Sunday?
Saturday. Yes. He's going to be on a field trip, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be near Detroit.
Aha.
All right. Well,
Okay.
love and light. Have a great one. Check out Nancy Tuesday. Are you going on today somewhere?
Tuesday, yeah, 1 o'clock. It's on Nancy Jean's garden. And my garden is a place to come and grow spiritually. So
Woo! Bye, Lisa. Have a great day, everyone.